Who's actually going to benefit from a curved, motorless treadmill? And who should just keep their regular treadmill or stick to the park? Is the price of the Soul C80 something a casual jogger can justify, or does it only make sense for serious runners who want to squeeze every ounce of effort out of a home workout? Those are the questions I hear most often when I'm chatting with people who are on the fence about a manual cardio machine. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent a few weeks setting up the C80 in a spare bedroom, running a mix of interval sprints, steady-state cardio, and even some HIIT circuits. My goal was to see whether the hype around the curved deck translates into a noticeable training advantage, and more importantly, whether the everyday user ends up feeling like they got their money's worth or just a pricey piece of furniture. First off, the biggest thing that trips people up is the idea of no motor. If you've only ever used a belt treadmill, the thought of having to power the belt yourself can feel intimidating. The C80 Slat belt is built from interlocking aluminum slats that lock together as you push. In practice, that means you control every inch of speed with your own stride. The moment you step on, the belt moves. The moment you lean back, it slows. That immediate feedback forces you to be more engaged, which is why many coaches recommend a curved deck for form correction. The practical upside shows up the first time you try a midweek sprint interval. I set the resistance dial to level 3, sprinted for 30 seconds, and then let the belt coast down. The whole session felt more like a track workout than a treadmill session because there's no lag from a motor ramping up. For runners who want to replicate the feel of outdoor running, especially the natural midfoot strike, the curved surface encourages. The C80 delivers that sensation without having to step outside. On the flip side, that same self-propelling nature can be a drawback for anyone who isn't prepared to put in the effort. A casual user who just wants to walk at 23 miles per hour for 30 minutes might find the belt a little resistant, even at the lowest magnetic setting. The magnetic resistance levels are easy to dial in, but the lowest setting still feels a notch higher than a standard flat treadmill. If you're looking for a low-impact walking machine to use while watching TV, you might end up feeling like you're fighting the treadmill more than enjoying it. Space is another hidden trade-off. The deck measures 1962 inches, which is a solid footprint for a home gym. I had to clear a small hallway and reposition a few weight racks to make room. The unit itself is fairly heavy, designed for a 330 pounds capacity, so moving it once it's assembled is a two-person job. If you live in a one-room apartment or expect to rearrange your workout space frequently, you'll need to factor in that weight and size before you hit Add to Cart. The Bluetooth LCD console is where the tech side of the C80 tries to bridge the gap between analog and digital. It pairs with a Bluetooth chest strap and feeds data to the Soul app, giving you a readout of speed, distance, time, and calories. The display is simple, no frills, which works well if you prefer a clean screen. However, it doesn't support third-party apps like Zwift or Peloton, so if you're used to those ecosystems, you'll feel a little limited. That said, for someone who just wants the numbers without the subscription fees, it's a solid compromise. Now, let's talk durability and maintenance. The Slat belt is marketed as built for high-demand training, and after a month of daily 45-minute runs, the slats still feel tight and secure. There's no motor that can overheat or make weird noises, which eliminates one whole class of repair headaches. The only thing you'll need to watch is the belt tension. The manual recommends checking it every few weeks. Tightening a few bolts is a quick fix, but it does mean you need to be comfortable with basic tools. Who should definitely consider buying the C80? If you're a runner who trains for races, a CrossFit athlete who likes to incorporate sprint intervals, or anyone who wants a cardio machine that forces you to stay engaged, the curved deck's natural feedback can sharpen your form and boost calorie burn. The self-powered design also means zero electricity costs, which appeals to eco-conscious home gyms. Who should skip it? If your primary goal is low-intensity walking, rehabilitation, or you need a treadmill that you can set and forget while you scroll through a series, a conventional motorized model will probably serve you better. The same goes for renters who can't commit to a heavyweight piece of equipment, or for families with very young children who might treat the slats as a playground. Value for money hinges on how you plan to use it. The price point sits above the average motorized treadmill, but you're paying for the absence of a